Good Friday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, one has had a fantastic Friday. I am your meteorologist, Jess Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Friday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we will be talking about tonight. The tropics will obviously be the main concern as we have a new area of interest that we are now watching for. We're going to talk about that in depth and what the models are saying about it. Also, flash flooding that will continue as we continue through the next 5 days as it usually does. Also, we will be talking about obviously the rainfall that we're going to get, isolated, scattered to potentially numerous shower activity daily, and then the warming trend as well. So a good amount of stuff that we're going to talk about, but first, before we even get to that, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure you're going to do so. We are at 561 subscribers, trying to get to 600. We are 39 subscribers away from that big goal of 600 subscribers, and we are, I believe, 14 away from that secondary goal of 575. So we're going to go on real quick and talk about what's going on throughout for tonight. Starting off with the radar right now in current conditions, we do have some rainfall right now going along the coastal regions right now, that coastal low country of South Carolina for the most part. But everyone else is looking relatively dry. If we go in and look at what's going on throughout the entire U.S., rainfall going on down there in Florida, some of it, maybe producing some flooding, as well as some storms going on in Mississippi, Colorado, the panhandle of Texas. Rainfall also going on inside of Iowa, as well as Wyoming, Montana, and even Arizona and New Mexico. As we go even up here into the Great Lakes, up there into Michigan, we have some rainfall up there and some severe weather. Now for our cloud cover. We do have some cloud cover, but for the most part, it is not too heavy. Light clouds that goes all the way through the coastal regions up into like the Augusta region, for example. But again, you're not really seeing too much else besides that. Now that cloud cover for the future looks a lot different than it does. Compare this right here to this. You're not really seeing too much of a comparison there. But I think that's mainly because it's a little bit lighter. But if you just continue to push this forward, that cloud cover will become a lot more widespread, even getting into the Midlands, going through that low country region. And it's actually going to move a bit more to the east. And yes, it looks like it's going to clear up for a second, but it's really just going to have like the low country Grand Strand PD region, kind of like inside this cloud bubble, while the upstate's also in it. But just like in the middle, it seems to have some clear skies in between there. Now, will that mean that it's going to be clear skies, no clouds in sight? Probably not, but just some weird cloud cover activity. That pretty much sums it up. Current temperatures right now, 75 in Columbia as well as 75 in Orangeburg, 76 in Somerville as well as 76 in Georgetown, 77 in downtown Charleston as well as 77 in Myrtle Beach, 74 in Conway as well as 77 in North Myrtle Beach, 74 in Aiken as well as 73 in Greenwood, 77 in Beaufort. And if you move up here to the upstate, 71 in Spartanburg, 71 in Greenville as well as 73 in Clemson and Anderson, 71 in York as well. For your low temperatures for tonight, 66 in Greenville as well as 66 in Spartanburg, 66 in Rock Hill and 70 in Columbia, 70 in Orangeburg and Walterboro and Moncks Corner, 74 in Charleston, 75 in Hilton Head Island, 71 in Myrtle Beach, 68 in Georgetown and Kingstree, 70 in Florence, and 68 even in Dillon. Now for our rainfall, a good amount of rainfall is possible here, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch that goes in from Kingstree going on into Orangeburg. Barnwell is included, going into some other regions that may not be included, but we also do have a 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch that's possible that goes from Moncks Corner to Georgetown, and even Myrtle Beach will be included in there. Then, even if you have like regions like Charleston, quarter of an inch to a half an inch, then you even have a half an inch to an inch possible in Walterboro and Hilton Head Island. And there's some spot that may potentially get up to 2 inches of rainfall. It's possible that you could potentially see an isolated 2 inches of rainfall. If we go into the SPC outlook, we still have this thunderstorm risk right here. Let me see if they have updated it. They have not. Yes, they have actually. They have updated it. Here's the new one right here. And, it takes a little bit more out of, like, the PD, like, near Florence. But for the most part, the low country still has a chance for some thunderstorm. The southern Midland does. The Grand Strand does. The far upstate does. And for the most part, that area in the middle where it kind of looks like that cloud cover was more clear at as you go into, like, tomorrow, for example, it shows not too much of any sort of thunderstorm activity for the rest of tonight. Now, we'll continue to watch and see what happens because, there's not a whole lot of rainfall going on in general. I think it's just the energy is there inside of those areas that are inside of the light green. Now, tomorrow, there is another thunderstorm risk that goes through the southern upstate all the way down towards the coastal regions. Everyone in this area will have a chance for a thunderstorm. And then on Sunday, everyone in the state of South Carolina will have a chance for a thunderstorm on Sunday. So make sure that you are watching for that. For excessive rainfall, this was one of the main talking points for tonight was the excessive rainfall. So we will go on and talk about this. As we do have a slight risk that still is in effect up here for the upstate, that is probably going to go away. Same thing for up here in the upstate, that's marginal risk probably will go away. Near the coastal regions, like I said, we still have isolated shower activity down there, but it's not too bad in terms of its rates. Right now, the precipitation rates right now, with this shower that's passing through, if I go on and check it out, it's not much at all. Maybe potentially an isolated half an inch, maybe up to an inch like max, but that might even be from earlier rainfall. But that's pushing its way, and it's actually going to try to move its way more onto the coastal regions. The motion actually has it moving from the waters of the Atlantic inland into the coastal region. So that might stay there. We might see this stay here, but the one in the upstate for sure, I don't see that one stays really too much longer. But a marginal risk I can definitely see staying down there for tonight going into tomorrow. Now for tomorrow going into Sunday morning, slight risk of excessive rainfall goes on for up there in the upstate going into like these kind of getting into like that western Midland, but it's not quite making it there. Marginal risk stays in from Rock Hill going all the way down through the entire low country of South Carolina. That is again for tomorrow morning, Saturday going into Sunday morning. Now for Sunday morning going into Monday, marginal risk of excessive rainfall again for the Midlands going all the way down towards the coastal region, even parts of the upstate as well. Day 4, this is Monday going into Tuesday. Coastal regions and just the inland coastal regions also has a chance for some more, for another chance for some excessive rainfall. Just a minor risk, but it's there. And then up here in the far upstate, right here near Chesney and Gaffney. And then day 5 for Tuesday going into Wednesday, isolated flash flooding here is possible. So for each day, including tonight going into the next 5 days, there is a chance for some excessive rainfall. Now, again, we're going to have to see what they do with this one for tonight, but it's not, we won't know until after I'm done. Let's go on now and look at the second thing that I wanted to look at. Second thing I wanted to look at was the models for the future, and that's obviously for our scattered to numerous shower activity that will continue. Starting off, you can see the time in the top right corner of your screen, right about here. Starting off 9 o'clock p.m., you can see obviously that rainfall activity that's going to start to move its way more into the low country as expected. That is what we thought was going to happen. Even as you go through around to 12 to 1 o'clock in the morning, you still have shower activity going on, even to around 12 to 1 a.m. That will move its way inland, and by around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, when my forecast update comes out, you can actually still see some rainfall activity there. So, slight risk was still there. Marginal risk obviously is still there, but they could potentially sustain it with all this rainfall that's coming through now. they could potentially sustain the one in the low country. But like I said, the one in the upstate, I mean, you're not seeing any sort of rainfall up there at all. So that's why I said that one for sure probably will go away. And then right here, once we get to around 8, 9 to around 1 o'clock p.m., rainfall just going through the Tri-County region, Dorchester, Charleston, Berkeley County, heavy rainfall embedded in there. And even moving into Georgetown as well by the afternoon hours. Now, if you continue even further into the future, this is 2 o'clock p.m., and you can see some more rainfall activity just starts to push its way inland again inside that low country region. And it will start to move its way up into the Midlands, into the PD Grand Strand as well by 12 o'clock in the morning on August the 10th on that Sunday. And then just another shield of rainfall just comes right back again by 5, 6, 7 a.m. Look at this shower and thunderstorm activity moving its way back up into the low country again early by around 8, 9, 10, 11 to 12 p.m. noon on August the 10th as well. So a lot going on in terms of that excessive rainfall and just that scattered to numerous shower and thunderstorm activity. Now that we've talked about that, again, if you have any more questions about that or anything that you want to ask, you can. But that's all that I'm going to say for that for now. Just expect that over the next couple of days. For excessive rainfall, for the long-term future, this will go in the next 300 to 400 hours or so. You see all of this rainfall going on August the 11th and August the 12th. The excessive rainfall outlook goes out all the way into August the 12th. So August the 11th and August the 12th, you can see the potentially widespread. This is a low resolution model, but August the 11th, you can see all the rainfall going on that day, potentially even going into the 12th as well. It takes a little bit of a toll back, but it's still, obviously a low resolution model, meaning that it is not going to be exact. Going into August the 13th and the 14th, still looking active. Still looking active is probably the main thing, even as you go straight into August the 19th, which is a day that we could be watching as a potential low pressure will try to move through, going in even on the 21st as well. And that will move its way out of here. And we're not seeing any insane hurricane runs like we saw yesterday or a couple of days back. So that is a good thing right there. Obviously, 200 to 300 hours out. We can't say anything for that, especially for hurricanes, once we get past that 10-day mark. So August the 18th right here, 234 hours out. We can't go any further than that. And so that's all that I really wanted to say for the long-term future. I do want to talk about the warm-ups, though, that we will be receiving, starting off right here on August 8th at 8 o'clock p.m. Obviously, it's still cool, and it will remain cool as we get through this weekend. Going into early next week, it will still feel cool. But once we get into midweek, next week, look at this. Warm air will start to take right back over again. And like I said, this probably a week ago, this cold air was not going to stay here forever. And it's being more and more on the side that I was thinking, just as you continue to push this forward all the way into August the 21st. Now, a little bit of a cool down potentially possible, but it gets right back to those warmer than average temperatures as you get into late August. So it's like I said earlier, getting more on the side, on my side of what I said, to where the cold air would not last too long and the warm air would just come right back again. That seems to be showing up around August the 14th, 15th ish. That is Thursday of next week going into Friday is when it really starts to warm back up again. So that's it for our warm-up. I just wanted to mention that real quick, but cool air will still be remaining here for just a little bit. Now, obviously, it won't be cool. It will still be relatively warm, but it won't be as hot as we've been experiencing. And I've even read somewhere that potentially we could be receiving those triple digits back. I think that was from the National Weather Service of either from Wilmington or from Greenville. That said it with one of these warm-ups that come through. I mean, you can see right here, for example, August the 19th up to in those 90s, high 90s, like 98 down there, like you can see near Walterboro on August the 19th. But again, that's 264 hours out. But heat index values for sure could potentially be up to 100. Now for the tropics, this was the main thing that I did want to talk about, tropics was the main thing that I did want to talk about, because obviously you can see this area that we have over here, the one right next to North Carolina. That one is not even letting me click on it right now. Let me see if I can go here real quick. Yep. So right here, this is Disturbance 1, a large area of disorganized shower activity off the coast of North Carolina and the mid-Atlantic states are associated with a non-tropical low-pressure system. This system is expected to merge with a front and move over cool waters this weekend, and a tropical or subtropical development is not expected. So there is no chance of this thing developing the system that we saw, that I said that could potentially look like Chantal, move its way up into South Carolina. Did not occur, so that is a great thing. That is a great thing. Let me go on real quick and get this real quick so I can go on and say that there's no longer a threat for this, and give it a little applause real quick. So nothing there. If we continue on though and talk about Disturbance 2, this is the one that's also probably not going to impact us. This is Invest 96. Shower activity has increased a little in association with the tropical wave over the central tropical Atlantic. Development of the system appears unlikely during the next day or two due to surrounding dry air, but environmental conditions are forecast to become more conducive in the next few days. A tropical depression could form during the early or middle part of next week, while the system moves north to northwest to north across the central Atlantic. This has a 0% chance of forming over the next 48 hours and a 40% chance over the next 7 days. Now, this is an Invest, and that does mean that you can actually see this on the radar or on satellite right now, and it kind of zooms in on it. It has models on it as well. This is Invest 96L, and one thing that I will say, this is the models for it. It shows that there is indeed it's indeed moving to that north and west position. This is the hurricane models right here. And then this is the GFS one. Again, has it going north away from us. And then also over here, the GEPS has it going away from us as well. And it doesn't even have it intensifying into a tropical storm. So in my book, I think that that is a win for us. And this most likely will not impact us. So that is it for that one, as that one will make its way away from us. Now, this one will not get the applause. Disturbance 3. A tropical wave located near the west coast of Africa is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorm activity. Some slow development of the system is possible next week while the system moves west at 15 to 20 miles per hour over the eastern and tropical Atlantic. This has a 0% chance of forming over the next 48 hours and a 20% chance of forming over the next 7 days. Now, this one's going to be one that I honestly think that we are going to have to worry about, just how we had to worry about the other two as well, and they ended up not doing anything, and it's possible that this one might not do anything either, for sure. But if we go on real quick, I'm going to start showing this model right here. I think I can get it like this. No, I cannot get it like that. But I think that's about the best I can do right there. I don't know what in the world's going on with this, but you can see that this area right here inside of the orange, was the location that it currently was on. And then it just kind of moves its way out again, not really going to impact us. But the one that I really want you to focus on is down here inside the bottom right corner of your screen. That's going to move its way through, and you can see models again are all over the place with this. I mean, this goes all the way up to the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, and then the 18th right here. This is 10 days out, so you can't really talk too much about it in terms of the exact location. But like I said, this is going to be the same kind of deal that we've been dealing with, to where it could potentially go in the Gulf, could potentially go to Florida, to the Carolinas, to the Northeast, to the Mid-Atlantic, or it could just go out to sea. So we can't really say too much about it, but the model that we did just see just like a couple of minutes ago, that one did not have it reaching us at all. And if you go to the next one as well, this is the Euro right here that we can go to. This one, I believe, does not, well, it has it right here in the bottom right corner of the screen, making it towards Florida. But if you go over here to the GFS has it going just to the east of us and not making it. So models are all over the place. We can't really say for sure what in the world that one's going to do. That's why we just have to keep watching it. A lot of people say that they are kind of concerned about it. And so make sure that if you have your hurricane stuff ready, just in case you have to bunker down in your house, or if you have to evacuate, that you are ready to do either, because we potentially may have to deal with this. But again, it's definitely something that could or might not happen. Now since we're done with the tropics now, talk about those 3 locations that I did want to talk about. Let's go on and talk about the crazy score. We're at a 20 inside of the mild category, slightly breezy or cloudy, but no major concerns at all. And then finally, since we're done with that, let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off with Mr. Chris, who says, good evening, everyone. Please remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button and share. Helps the channel grow and gets vital information out to those who need it. Thank you so much for saying that. We for sure need the people to go on, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button. We are at, like I said, 561 subscribers, trying to get to that 600 goal. 39 subscribers away. Mr. Chris also says, got to 86 here amongst corner clouds on and off, no rainfall. I can pretty much say the same thing over here inside of Somerville, as the high temperature for today at my house was 83. And no rainfall recorded for me. My Aunt Lula then says, good evening, nephew. Nice day today. Cloudy, but nice. No precipitation. Thank you so much for that weather update. Good evening to you. That also says, good evening, friends and family. I trust all as well. Another scorching hot day here in San Antonio. And then watching the Panthers versus Browns football is right around the corner. I sure was early. I think it's still on my Well, yes, it is. Not paying attention to it as much, but it is going on in the top of, obviously above my computer monitors right now. My Nana says, hello Jay, hope you had a good day. My day was good. I sat outside for a minute. It was really nice and cool. That is great to hear. Glad that you got some outside time today. Trail then says, greetings everyone. On date tonight, be back tomorrow night. Well, good luck with you tonight. And hopefully, like I said, we'll see you tomorrow night. And then Mr. Chris says again, looks like a great forecast. That is great. That is obviously, at least for this weekend, we will have rainfall. I mean, for a forecast for tonight, I mean, especially in the coastal region, I wouldn't necessarily say it would be too great. But I will say that for the future, for the tropics, definitely not looking the best right now. And so that's it for the audience tonight. Let's go on now and talk about the 5 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Raleigh, Philadelphia, Duncan, Oklahoma, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Starting off with San Antonio first. Low temperatures tonight, 77. High temperatures tomorrow at 100. And low temperatures tomorrow night at 76. There is no precipitation, I don't know why in the world I'm getting those two mixed up, but precipitation as you move through tonight and tomorrow. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, no excessive rainfall for you. SPC outlook in terms of your severe weather, there I believe is no severe weather expected either. Now for Raleigh, low temperatures tonight 65, high temperatures tomorrow 84, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 68. No precipitation is expected tonight or tomorrow. And then in terms of severe weather, we'll do excessive rainfall first. Excessive rainfall, there is indeed a chance on Saturday, and maybe even on, not Saturday, Sunday and Monday. But that's the only 2 chances. I mean, it's minor flooding, isolated flash flooding potentially. No severe weather is expected either. For Philadelphia now, low temperatures tonight 59, high temperatures tomorrow 85, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 62. No precipitation is expected at all at this time. And then in terms of severe weather, there is indeed no threat for any sort of severe weather. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, you do not have a threat of excessive rainfall through the next 5 days. And then Duncan, Oklahoma, with low temperatures tonight 77, high temperature tomorrow at 101, and the low temperatures tomorrow night at 77. No precipitation is expected at all. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, no excessive rainfall for you there. No severe weather is expected for you either. And then the final one being Charlotte, North Carolina, which there is indeed no thing for that, I believe so. No background for it. No severe weather though is expected. And then in terms of excessive rainfall though, there is indeed a threat tomorrow on Saturday and on Sunday as well, and maybe even on Monday, as you potentially see 3 days of some isolated flash flooding. And then for severe weather, I said no severe weather there. And then for low temperatures tonight in Charlotte, 66, high temperature tomorrow at 83, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 67. No precipitation is expected at all. Now, what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? We do, in fact, have stuff going on. Heavy to excessive rainfall is expected over the weekend across eastern Iowa, northern Missouri, northwestern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin, as there is indeed flash flooding that is indeed likely. Flash flooding is likely as we move into tomorrow, as we do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall tomorrow if I'm looking up here for day 2, which I don't know why it's not showing on the top map, but it's showing on the bottom map. That's a bit odd. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. But for the most part, we do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall over there again, as they have the chance to receive flash flooding, as it's actually pretty likely again through eastern Iowa, western Illinois, and southern Wisconsin. And even as you go into day 3 as well for Iowa, going into Wisconsin as well on day 3 for Sunday. Now continuing even more, we also do have the heaviest rainfall that will occur, obviously, like I said, Saturday and Sunday. Dry conditions going on in the west into Wyoming, Colorado, Utah. Also, heat advisories are out from Missouri going into Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, as it is going to get hot. Even in the southwest, the desert southwest, where excessive heat watches and warnings are out. And then also inside of the northwest, we do have some heat warnings out up there. So it's going to get hot over there, and it's staying seasonably cool over here. I don't see anything else inside the chat, so I'm going to assume that we are done there for the night. If you did enjoy the forecast, make sure you go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button if you found it informative. For the top fans for tonight, Mr. Chris is over here at number 1. Again, Trail is number 2, and then my Nana is number 3. Congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans for the night. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Saturday morning forecast update and the start of your weekend. We've made it to Friday evening. I honestly forgot about that as well. We made it all the way up to Friday evening. Made it officially to the weekend. Forgot to mention that, but I mentioned it now, so that is all that matters. Again, I'll be back tomorrow. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Friday evening.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk, and I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk, and you talk that talk, you knocks me out off of my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. How, 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 how. How, how, how. bang, bang, bang. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. When you walk that walk and talk that talk. You knocks me out off my feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. How?
Oh,